Okay, let's go ahead and start building our practice site, or page really. And let's go ahead and put in the div structure that's going to be the foundation for everything we do from now until the end of the class. Okay, so for each project, I want to see this. For like all the practices, we'll be doing this. But we're going to use divs, again, to set the structure for our page, and we can move things around rather easily, okay? So we will get things like centered for once, and also we'll use it to make larger changes to regions at first, rather than specifically targeting one little element at a time. Okay, so let's do that. The structure is going to be a large container div. This will be the box everything goes in. So I'm going to write div ID. It pops up. I'm just going to hit enter because I like the little stuff it does for me. And I'm going to write container. Okay, that is like not a magic word, but that is just, kind of a logical thing to call it. Okay, so some people think like that ID, calling it that, like makes the web page do something different in the browser. It doesn't. So I need to close that div. Okay, if we do this properly, when we look at our HTML, we should have two closing div tags, one after another right here. So I'm going to close that. Now I'm going to put in the header. So the header is the top part that's going to have like our H1, maybe a subheading like an H2 or 3, and typically the navigation. So all right, div space ID, and then I'll call this header. I would urge you to stick to these naming conventions. So I'm going to space down a couple and I'll close it. All right, so that one closes right away. So you notice again, you're kind of seeing now the container is around everything. So the tag is all the way down here. So the next one, div space, like in the past, people have like used like body and stuff for this. You could, but I like main because you already have a body tag and you don't want to confuse yourself. So the main, and that closes right away, just like the header. And then last is the footer div. ID, footer. And I'm gonna click down and close that. Okay, so if we look over here, there's nothing there yet, okay? So if I click in here, like, yeah, nothing's going on yet. So let's start populating this. We'll get all of our content in there. We're not going to care how it looks. And then we will go ahead and style it. So let's do a little content right now. So I'm going to do in my header, okay? So I want to keep everything in its specific regions. Don't want anything really hanging outside of like the header, the main, and the footer. It's not the end of the world, but we want to use these regions now to move stuff around. So let's do like an H1, and I'll call this deforestation. And I think I spelled that right. And let's do like an H3 maybe after that. And we'll say like, how about this? Why not to cut down trees? Close that. And then let's do like a little navigation. So nav. And I'm going to be more specific than like page 1 and 2. Let's do like, let's see. We'll do home. I'll do the up and down. And I'll say like page 2 will be the effects. Nav tag. All right. So the main, let's have another like subheading in there. Let's maybe make like an H2. We'll call it like a little about deforestation. And now let's open up our copy text and we'll grab some fake text here. Let's do, so kind of where you see it end is where the paragraph kind of ends. But let's bring in these two. Control, this is actual like real text. I'll do a P tag, then a closing P. I'll click in there, boom. And then, let's put that image in. So I'm gonna go up here, I'm gonna click down here. I'm gonna say insert image. And I have images for like a couple pages. I have a background image we're gonna put in, and then a couple of these. But let's just do that one. Say okay. And let's put some text underneath that. Again, let's try and have like 3 paragraphs here. All right, so we'll just get our paragraph tags lined up and ready. And now I'm gonna go and grab this paragraph here and click right in there, paste it. And last one. Boom. Copy that. And I'll paste it right here. All right. And just like another couple elements, maybe underneath the nav, I'll do a horizontal rule. And then maybe under here, do a horizontal rule, just to give it a few elements. That'll be good. We'll see how that works. Okay, so we have all of our content here. And let's take a look at this in the web. Chrome. Yes. Okay, so there we go. We have a bunch of content. Oh, forgot the footer. We'll come back to that. And then we'll start moving these things around. Oh, and we forgot our title tag too. Okay, so that's the things we got to come back in the next video and do. And then we'll start styling it and using the divs to center this. We'll add a background image. We'll add some color. We'll make some font choices, all that fun stuff.